Okay, let's take a look at 3b. So 3b says solve for x round to the nearest thousandth. So this means we're going to round to the third decimal place as opposed to the second like we did in 3a. So let's take a look. Process is still the same. We got two different right triangles here. So that means we're going to have to make two different equations. So if we take a look, we want to solve for x here in the red triangle. So x is the hypotenuse in this red triangle, and 60 is our angle, but we don't have another side. So what we need is another side to be able to solve for x. So what we're going to do is try to find this altitude, this middle shared side here. Then we're going to do the same thing that we did on the last problem. We're going to take a look at the other triangle and use that triangle to help us find this shared side, the altitude. So we're going to follow the same four steps. First part, identify your angle. That's the 24 degrees. Second part, identify the sides. So we have this 9 over here, and that 9, that is the hypotenuse of this triangle. And then y is the other piece we want to find. That's going to be the adjacent side. So with SOHCAHTOA, we're going to use the one that has adjacent and hypotenuse, and that one is going to be our cosine function. So we're going to use that equation there. So we're going to say the cosine of our angle, 24, is equal to the adjacent y over the hypotenuse, 9. Now from here, variables on the top, so we're going to multiply by the trig function. So we get y is equal to 9 times the cosine of 24. From there, we just need to put this into our calculator. So let's go ahead and do that. 9 times the cosine of 24. And you get an answer of 8.2219. And that 9 is going to cause that 1 to round up. So we get a final answer for the y value to be 8.222. So y is equal to 8.222. Okay, so now we have that value. So now what we can do is we can use that value to help us find our x value. To do that, we're going to look at the red triangle now and say, okay, first step, here's my angle, that's 60 degrees. Go over to your y, that 8.22, that's going to now be the opposite of that 60 degrees. And then x, we already said, is our hypotenuse. So we had to come up to SOHCAHTOA and say, okay, well, if I have opposite and hypotenuse, that's got to be the sine function. So we're going to say the sine of our angle, 60 degrees, is equal to the opposite side, 8.222, divided by the hypotenuse, x. So now when the variable's on the bottom, we said that you have to divide by the trig function. So we're going to say x is equal to 8.222 divided by the sine of 60. Now, all we have to do is put that in our calculators, and we'll get a final answer for x. So we're going to do 8.222 divided by the sine of 60. Enter. And we get a final answer here of 9.49. And it is a 3, but there's a 9 after it, so it's going to round up to a 4. So we get 9.494 for our final answer. And that's it.